Thank you for that, and also thank you all for being here today to listen to me speak. So first of all, of course, my name is Jasmine McWilliams, and I started here at Sycamore in pre-K in 2003, which I'm told some of you weren't alive then. Here are some adorable pictures of me as a baby. Please enjoy, because my mom and I took a lot of time to find these pictures. Yeah. So I attended Sycamore all the way until 8th grade, and I was involved in a plethora of activities, including concert band, where I played the clarinet. Yeah, some clarinet, yeah. Yes, I was a clarinet player. Couldn't say I was very good, but I did play. I was also a member of the basketball team where we won the conference championship 3 out of my 4 years. And I have one younger brother, TJ McWilliams, who attended Sycamore as well, from pre-K until 8th grade. He is now a freshman at University of Minnesota, where he plays on the varsity football team. So Sycamore played a pivotal role in helping to shape me and who I am today. This is the first place I would say I was challenged academically, socially, and athletically. And I truly cherished my years here. I was at Sycamore for 12 years of my life, and for those entire 12 years, I was the only black girl in my class. I was the only black girl in any class or grade close to mine. I was the tallest in my class, I had glasses, I was freakishly athletic, and therefore I was constantly reminded that I was not the traditional Sycamore student. For many young black students, this will not be your only time being the minority in any academic setting, and for me, this is just the beginning. But what it did teach me was how to show up authentically in less diverse spaces, and not to diminish my personality or my abilities simply because I was the only one. In fact, this experience did not take away from my Sycamore experience at all. It taught me to stand out and to build my self-confidence. The amazing teachers here encouraged me to master my time management at a very early age, all those hours of homework, think critically, and ask thoughtful questions in order to enhance my learning and understanding. And these are skills that help me thrive the next chapter of my life. My 8th grade year, my basketball career began to truly flourish. During my 8th grade basketball season, the head coach of Indiana women's basketball, Terry Morin, came to watch me play in our conference championship at the Sycamore gym. At the time, I was not thinking about playing college basketball, nor did I truly know much about playing at the next level. However, her efforts to come to Sycamore and watch me established for me that collegiate basketball was a possibility. The summer leading up to my freshman year of high school at Carmel, I was allowed to participate in summer workouts with the varsity basketball team. And I was lucky enough to receive my first college scholarship to the University of Kentucky. When school started, I was of course overwhelmed by the sheer size of Carmel. I mean, going from the comfort of these halls to the vast acres that is Carmel High School was very overwhelming. However, I felt more than equipped to handle myself because of my experiences here at Sycamore. Carmel High School is where I truly began to develop my passion for diversity, equity, and inclusion. At Sycamore, I did not yet have a full understanding of the term diversity, but again, being a minority at Carmel really let me pay attention to how I was showing up in different spaces. I thrived academically thanks to my excellent academic grooming here at Sycamore, and I was able to balance a rigorous basketball schedule with multiple honors and AP classes. I even took honors geometry and calculus, although I can't say I stayed in those classes for very long. I did take them. More importantly, I really grew in my athletic career. I started varsity every single game as a freshman, and college coaches poured in to have me visit their schools. For my junior year, I transferred to North Central High School, and we also moved out of Carmel. Unfortunately, there had been a series of incidents that led my family to feeling uncomfortable in this space, and we decided it'd be best to transfer and to move. North Central was where I truly felt seen by my peers. For once in my life, I was not the minority. In fact, I was surrounded by more diversity than I had seen in my 16 years of life. My junior year, I received 20-plus basketball scholarships from universities around the country. I was recognized as one of the top 5 players in the state of Indiana, and I continued to cultivate my interest in DE&I, even as my hectic schedule pulled me in a million different directions. I continued to thrive academically and was eventually inducted into the National Honor Society, which I'm sure many of you will be inducted into, if they still have that. At the end of my junior year, I committed to Northwestern University, a top 10 academic institution that was also in the Big Ten Conference. I was ecstatic. I mean, I was combining top-level basketball with top-level academics, and I was truly thriving. I had just been recognized as an Indiana All-Star and played in the Indiana All-Star Games when COVID hit. As I'm sure everyone here knows, that changed life drastically. I went from being out with my friends and playing basketball every weekend to quite literally sitting in the house with only my family to keep me company and doing my senior year of high school online. I was devastated, and even to this day, I still feel robbed of that senior year experience. Regardless, life goes on, and after receiving my high school diploma via email, I went off to college in June of 2020. Despite the fact that COVID was still running rampant, the NCAA required all D1 teams to continue to practice and prepare for our seasons, so I and the other freshmen went off to campus. Candidly, my freshman year of college was very hard. I consider myself a very social person. I enjoy meeting new people and being in different environments, and COVID college and basketball was the exact opposite of that. I am grateful for the fact that I could even be on campus, as many other college students were still at home taking classes in their bedrooms instead of their dorm room like me. But the best part was that I made lifelong friends, including my teammate Paige, who is here today. That's my best friend, guys. And then remember my interest in D&I that I had been cultivating? Well, it finally began to thrive and bloom at Northwestern. Northwestern University has a diverse amount of clubs and organizations that are both student-led and non-student-led. As a freshman, I did not play much. As the newbie on the team, we had just won the Big Ten Conference. We were returning 5 starters. I mean, it's kind of hard to break into that. So I searched for other opportunities to get involved on campus and to find my passions. In doing this, I believe I really began to see how I could bring together the different intersections of my identity and create a persona and platform that would bring others similar to me together. Above are a couple of visual representations of what I'm talking about. In 2021, I joined the Black Student Athlete Association on campus, and I eventually worked my way to the executive board, which I am still a member of, so is Paige. I also joined the Engaged Diversity Board, where I work with leaders of other athletic affinity groups, such as the international students and LGBTQI+ organizations, and we work together to collaborate on initiatives and events for those student bodies. I was also selected to join the Big Ten Equality Coalition, which brought together leaders and students from each Big Ten institution to combat racism and hate following the murder of George Floyd. In this work, I truly began to view myself in a new light. I felt similar to how I did at North Central. I did not feel like I simply stood out because I was a Black woman, but now I stood out because I was a Black woman who was being recognized for my ideas and my voice, because I was able to balance D1 collegiate sports, academics, and also collaborate to bring inclusive spaces to diverse communities on my campus. In 2022, I was among a group of students from Northwestern selected to attend. In 2022, I was among a group of students selected from Northwestern to attend the Big Ten Life Series trip. 6 of us, including myself, traveled in the Big Ten and the ACC, and also the Pac-12 that no longer exists. We traveled to Selma, Alabama, where we were immersed in a weekend of conversation and history. We walked on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. We visited the very church where Martin Luther King Jr. spoke to rally civil rights leaders. We attended a speech from Bryan Stevenson, who was a prominent lawyer and activist and founder of the Equal Justice Initiative, which works to help inmates wrongly convicted and sentenced to death row. And we also had the opportunity to attend his museum. This experience was more than powerful. I was given the opportunity to return to my campus and share my experiences with the rest of the student body. This is where I feel that I started my journey of public speaking and public facilitation, and overall sparking conversations in my community that I felt needed to be had. After this experience, I was invited to be a part of my university's showing of the Loyola Project, a 2022 documentary film that tells the story of the 1963 Loyola University men's basketball team that broke down racial barriers and their path to becoming NCAA champions. Myself and another athlete led a facilitated conversation with former players within athletics. I was also invited to share my experiences at Selma with the entire athletic administration and staff at their all-hands meeting. It's important to keep these conversations to help and ensure that people are not given the opportunity to overlook prevalent issues of racial inequality and discrimination, especially within athletics. The most memorable part of my academic and athletic career was having the opportunity to intersect my outside interests and my career interests with my sports career. In 2022, the university chose me as one of 6 student athletes to be given the IMAP Award, which stands for Immersion, Mentorship, and Actualization Program. I was awarded a cash prize and the opportunity to travel anywhere I wanted in the world for a week to shadow someone in the career that I wanted. Side note, I'm a communications and legal studies major. I also intended to go to law school. I chose to travel to Los Angeles, California, and shadow an entertainment lawyer by the name of Shannon, who worked for LaPointe Law Firm, which is the largest woman-owned law firm in LA. I also got the opportunity to spend a day with the head of human resources for the LA Clippers NBA team, who was also a Northwestern basketball alumna. This was an amazing experience, and I was able to make so many connections and create an extensive network. Last spring, I was chosen as one of 6 student athletes to attend the Black Student Athlete Summit, also in LA, an event that I will also be attending this year in May. This brings together athletes from every conference, athletic D1 conference. The summit was an invaluable experience because I was surrounded by thousands of student athletes, as I said, from all these conferences. Despite the amazing opportunities I have received, I want to emphasize that athletics is a business, and more than anything, you must ensure that you are prioritizing yourself over the game. Many people joke that athletes take easy classes or we get the easy way out, and there's many other stereotypes to go along with this. However, that is how the system is designing it, at least in my opinion. Your athletic career is a priority for the university and for your coaches. Your interests, career, and internships are all secondary, and unless you personally prioritize them, they will sit on the back burner. Prioritizing myself and my career has been the most important lesson that I have learned in my career. I was able to unite my identity as an athlete with my academic pursuits and create internships and career opportunities for myself. The summer of my sophomore year, I completed an internship working in HR and recruiting for a technology company called Talk. Simultaneously, I was completing a professional development program for underrepresented athletes called Make a Play, which taught me presentation skills, interview skills, leadership, and also helped me to prepare my resume. Through this experience, I was able to secure an internship at Deloitte, which I completed last summer while also playing basketball. I had an amazing experience with Deloitte, and I have accepted my full-time position with them after I graduate. Looking back on my college experience and career, I can confidently say that being a student athlete has helped shape my understanding of myself and of the world around me. And it started here at Sycamore. I learned how to advocate for myself, explore my passions, multitask to the extreme, and most importantly, how to show up authentically myself in every space. I have made lifelong friends and connections and also a lifetime worth of memories. In my senior year, I was voted as one of 3 captains on the basketball team. Paige is also a captain. And I've also been on the Big Ten All-Academic team 3 of my 4 years of college. After graduation, I'll be starting my full-time job. I'll also be planning to attend Kellogg Business School to work on my MBA. And I want to leave you with a few things that I have learned and will continue to carry with me. First, diversity, equity, and inclusion is critical to the growth of a person and also in respecting and understanding those around you. It is not possible to grow or learn if you simply surround yourself with the same people in a similar environment for your whole life. I encourage you to step outside of your comfort zone and connect with others intentionally to learn from them. Second, understanding different perspectives is how you learn and engage in critical thought. Diverse perspectives, experience, and people are critical for corporations to seek and support exceptionalism in all aspects. It was my pleasure to be here today, and I hope you enjoyed listening to my speech.